In Galway City, near the Salmon Weir and right across the river from Galway Cathedral, is Our Lady's College, a girls' secondary school. And inside, Mr. Ward is teaching CSPE to the first year students. And just to note, this report was filmed before the COVID-19 restrictions.
What other groups are affected, I suppose, by homelessness? Do you think the government has a role to play here?
Today they are discussing homelessness and the different ways it can be tackled. And the students, coming from so many different backgrounds, find it easy to relate to their teacher.
So who here has parents that's born outside Ireland? Up your hand.
He's really nice and he's like really kind and like really inspiring kind of.
Like, he understands if you're having a bad day because he went through it.
He understands us a bit more than other teachers because he has like the background that he left early but he still wanted to learn no matter what, so.
Their teacher is Owen Patrick Ward, and he has overcome a lot to get to where he is in life today. A member of the travelling community, growing up, Owen didn't have the same type of support that many of the rest of us have, and as a young boy he used to run to the top of a hill near the community where he lived and looked out over the city, dreaming.
So that's where I was born there, Colm.
Over there in the hospital?
Up there in the hospital, and around there that's the area that I was born and raised in, and I went to school.
And this is where you used to come, this very spot as a young lad.
Yes.
And look out across the city.
Yes.
And thinking what?
Thinking how amazing this city is, from the cathedral to the community that I was born and raised in, and also eventually to the building NUI Galway, and that's the place that changed my life.
Owen was born into a large family. He was one of 8 children.
So my parents came to Galway in the late 1970s, and they were born on the side of the road in wagons and tents and that. And when they came to Galway City, they got help to, they moved off the road and they moved into accommodation. And it was a local councillor at the time, Michael D. Higgins, who helped them.
I know that growing up your dad used to call you the scholar in the house. Why did he call you the scholar?
Because I was always reading books and I was always curious, very interested in stuff like that. So for him, a man who was illiterate, my father could never read or write. My mother's schooling was primary school, you know. So for him to see his son being so interested in books and, you know, different literature and stuff like that, this was, you know, and he was very proud of it as well, you know. So for him, I was a scholar.
Owen loved learning, and it was while attending primary school that he decided he wanted to see out his education all the way to 3rd level, which was and still is uncommon in the traveller community. Even from an early age, you wanted to go to university.
Yes, from when I was in the school, I suppose it started around this time, and that I wanted to go to university.
And did you have any problems as a young traveller boy going through the school system?
Well, while I was in this school, I had a very good experience, and for me there was no divide. However, as the years progressed on, and I went into post-primary school, the divide became more evident.
It was when Owen went to secondary school that he began to find school a lot more tough.
In school, I needed a sense of belonging, I needed a connection, and for me, I did not have that. I began to see the divide more. I found it very hard to keep my traveller identity. I had poor family support at the time. I'm one of 8 kids and I'm number 5. So all before me had left school early, had left school in 1st year, so no one had done junior cert or leaving certificate. So for me there was no role models there, so I was breaking new ground, and the support was weak also because my parents were worried.
Why were they worried?
They were worried about, because they were early school leavers themselves, they weren't familiar with secondary schooling. So I think it was a fear of the unknown. My parents had a fear of the unknown when it came to post-primary school.
With little support at home when it came to his education, Owen dropped out of school when he was just 16 and started to work, which is what his brothers and sisters had done before him, and his dream of going to university seemed to be fading.
So I stayed at home and I did odd jobs and stuff like that, you know, low-paid jobs, and that's what I did.
And even then, were you still thinking, I want to go back to education?
Yes, it was relentless, you know. that thought of going to university, how am I going to make it happen? How am I going to get there? You know, that was always there throughout the years, and it never left me. Maybe it was when I was a child, I was sitting on that ledge and I looked at that building and I wondered what it was. Maybe that's what it was, my curiosity. And when I found out about the Access Programme at NUI Galway, that's when I knew that route was for me.
Even though he had not completed his Leaving Cert, Owen was able to enrol in NUI Galway through their Access Programme, which gives students who are generally underrepresented in third level a chance to enter. And although his parents were supportive, they were nervous.
At the start, Colm, they were worried, you know, and eventually my parents came around and my family came around.
Do you remember your first day here on campus?
I remember how excited I was, but also how nervous I was. I remember walking through the campus and saying, oh my God, Owen, you finally made it, this is your first day. But when I made my way to the classroom, all of a sudden I stopped and the nerves kicked in and my anxiety went very high. I just started saying to myself, Owen, you walk through that door and you're going into a new world. Is this for you? Will you be welcome here? Will you make friends? And eventually I kind of said to myself, do you know what, Owen, you've made it this far, just go for it and go through the door. I had a conversation with my parents and my father and mother did say to me, Owen, we're very proud of you that you got there and you stuck it out.
Walking through the door was the start of a new chapter in Owen's life, which would not always be easy.
My father passed away quite suddenly, and I also became a part-time carer to 2 family members.
Don't worry.
Sorry, I just touched on something that's...
There were some problems in his family, and Owen was caring for a family member of his while taking his exams at the same time.
I remember going to Dublin and I'd be in the hospital caring for my family member, and when they were sorted I would be preparing my assignments and getting ready for exams during the night. Wow. And then during the weekend I'd make my way home and I'd sit my exams and hand up my assignments.
It must have been a very stressful time for you. No, it's okay, don't worry. Despite the hardship, he forged ahead and made an effort to reach out and join different societies in NUI Galway, making new friends and building a support network.
Came in, I didn't want to be alone. I didn't want to be isolated. I wanted to socialise. I wanted to get out and meet new people. And for me, the Societies Office here at NUI Galway offered me that outlet. I've been involved with so many different societies, from mature students to the Irish Sign Language to the Harry Potter Society. I got involved.
You're admitting that on television?
Admitting that on television. That's right.
Owen graduated in 2018 with a degree in education, and it was a momentous day for Owen and his family. The day you graduated, what was that day like?
It was amazing. I couldn't believe it that I finally, had made it. That dream that I wanted, I suppose, to graduate from NUI Galway, and all the tough times and all the hard times that I had gone through to get that. I finally had it.
Owen is still involved in NUI Galway today, where he mentors new students who have entered through the Access Programme.
Keep your head down, stay out of the nightclubs.
I think Owen is a fantastic example of people with courage and commitment that come to NUI Galway and make a big difference when they arrive. I think Owen is somebody who is very well known around campus, very popular, has made a difference to others in his community as well, and that he's somebody who's an anchor for them. So I think it's a fantastic exemplar. We need more role models.
And it wasn't long after graduating that he started working at Our Ladies College Secondary School.
Well, I suppose I interview all of my postgraduate teachers, and Owen's impression was very lasting. Straight away I knew he could fit in here very well.
Why did you think that?
Because he has got a wonderful personality for teaching. He is now officially the girls' favourite PME student teacher.
They love him.
They love him.
Okay girls, that's it for today. Everybody pack up.
It's easy to see why Owen is their favourite. He continues to inspire his students and all those he meets to reach for their dreams in life, no matter what the obstacles.
I think it's very important to believe in yourself, to trust your journey, and be determined. And if you believe in yourself, that's most of the battle, and you can do it. Have a good day, Antonia. Bye, Lee. Bye, Alexandria. Bye, Maggie. Bye, Ria. Bye, Alana. Bye, Olivia. Bye, Margarita. Bye, Amala.
Yeah, bye.
Bye, Faith. Bye, Arena.
Yeah.
Bye, Daria. Bye, Emma.
Bye.
Bye, Mia.
Bye.
Bye, Destiny.
Bye, Mr. Wood.
Bye, Effie Rose.
Bye.
Bye.